because normal music has definitive begin. What's so funny? Watch me adjust the mask. It's so itchy. It's a child's mask, and so it's like scratching my eyeballs. And I'm doing this for you, video. Anyway, so yeah, I think there's something cool here of like, this is a mess. I can't fit my normal headphones under my hat, so I'm using my like digital headphones, which have like a 2 millisecond delay. So I'm like almost stumbling over every word I'm saying right now. My eyeballs are on fire. This is a mess.
That's what we do.
Happy Halloween.
Well, what is up, ghosts and ghouls of the internet? Welcome back to another episode of the Waveform podcast. I know that you're watching this on November 1st, or possibly even later, but for us, right now, as of recording, it's spooky season, baby. It's Halloween. Cue the music.
What music?
I guess they didn't. I was kind of hoping they had something. I don't know. Adam looked like he was reaching for something. Anyway,
that works.
We are your host. I'm David.
And I am Andrew.
And Marques has to be out today because he dressed up as a skeleton and then he just became a skeleton. And, you know.
That sounds like he died. I would have used zombie because he's sick.
Well, if he was a zombie, he could have walked here. Slowly.
He is walking
slowly from his apartment house. Right. Okay. Anyway. Oh, there we go. There's the music.
I don't like the heartbeat.
Is this gonna get us demonetized?
No.
Okay, good. Royalty free. Anyway, in this episode, we have a lot of stuff.
No, it's not royalty free. We just paid for it.
Oh, okay. Anyway, in this episode, we got a lot of stuff going on. Apple had a whole week of releasing new Macs, so we're going to talk about all that. Nintendo dropped a number of apps this week as well, which was very random. And then we'll wrap it up with more Pokemon stuff.
Of course.
But first, we're all wearing Halloween costumes.
We are. Audio listeners, we are all wearing Halloween costumes.
They already knew that. What do you mean?
How?
You can hear it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Screaming.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Let's go.
Because I feel like I'm the most recognizable here.
Zora.
So a surprising amount of the pieces of my costume were labeled Zorro. But no, I am famed criminal enemy of Mayor McCheese. I'm the Hamburglar.
Commit crimes. Do it.
Perfect.
I've been prepared for this one for years.
Perfect. I love it. Beautiful.
I am dressed as Wirt from Over the Garden Wall. It's a Cartoon Network show. That's amazing, and everyone should watch
I thought it was a book. What am I thinking of?
I don't know what you're thinking of.
First,
Cartoon
I thought you were a
Network's
RuneScape
definitely
character. Then I realized that made no sense.
Pretty good.
But what? Oh, thank you.
Did they release that that limited series?
November 3rd.
Oh.
Yeah. Dear listener, if it is November 3rd when you are listening to this, go watch the stop motion special that Cartoon Network is dropping on YouTube.
Wait, Adam, that's
On YouTube,
really
I
on
think it's easy.
point.
I know. I am Wirt.
It's really good.
Did you make that cape or?
No, this came from, I want to say Amazon or something.
The Washington Post?
No, you are on point with that, though.
Thank you. Yeah, normally Zuri's here dressed as the frog, and my fiance
What?
Jess is dressed as Greg. So as a unit, we are the characters.
Can you send a photo?
Yeah,
Put it in
I
the
will.
podcast.
Okay, cool.
For all
Yeah.
the beautiful
Today
people out there.
it's just me. So if you know, you know.
Just
It's one of those.
Wirt.
Yeah, just Wirt.
Andrew, what is your costume?
I am an axolotl. It is a amphibian. Weirdly, I only know about it because there's a disc golf player named Simon Lizotte who has his signature disc that's got an axolotl on it.
Oh.
And it's everyone's favorite version of this disc.
Very cute.
And then I just happened to be trying to buy a Halloween costume for Lane, and I thought it was really cute. So then I just bought one for myself. Also,
Nice.
I have a tail too.
Oh, ooh.
Listener, he's standing up and holding up his tail.
Are we going to get demonetized?
Is Lane also an axolotl? A main
Yeah,
one?
exact same color and everything. I can't
That's
wait
so
to
cute. We
go
need a picture.
trick-or-treating tonight. Yeah, it's going to be very cute.
Fun fact, during the pandemic when we were all at home, I released a short story children's book about an axolotl.
Wait,
Wait.
what?
Yeah, I know.
Wait,
Why have you not
released it?
I've lived many lives.
Is it on
gentlemen.
Amazon?
Yeah, it's on Amazon.
No
It was like
way.
a self-published thing.
Wait, that's amazing.
Do you have
thank
a
you.
print of it? Can I read it to Lane?
No, you cannot. David, you're up.
Okay, I have to stand up for this one because you have to see the whole thing. Okay.
Do you want me to hold on?
Wait,
I'm
yeah,
going to
describe
describe
it.
what
Okay.
David's wearing,
Yes.
and then audio listeners, along with video listeners, can
Just
try and
picture it.
guess.
You can try and
then-
guess. We'll give you 30 seconds.
Yeah, Stop doing the dishes
Okay.
and just picture what he's
Yeah.
doing.
Just
Imagine this. Okay, David Amell, sleek fur jacket, kind of croppy, would I say? Like a little short, big collar, unzippered with really nice bell-bottom maroon pants.
Serving looks.
So yeah, giving very serving looks. And then on his shirt is a bunch of words from magazines.
And now, David, do you want to tell us what you are?
All right. So, what happens when you have words all over yourself and you're also a model? You're a language model. Yeah.
Nice.
Is that?
Yeah.
You wore that this weekend, right?
I did.
Well, no, I wasn't
mixed
gonna say-
results.
Well, so here's my question. When someone came up to you and said, "What is that?" Did you say language model or did you say what happens when words?
I said
This is like-
the latter.
Okay.
This is like
That's probably why people are confused.
this is the most Bay Area.
Look, that would have slayed at this
This is like
now.
this is
And-
like you walking around with like a can of Febreze and an Optimus Prime action figure, and you're like, I'm a diffusion transformer.
That's right, baby. Yeah, I will. Look, I told everyone at the party it was going to kill on the podcast, so I hope it is. I hope it is.
So it's up to you all.
Yeah, most people got kind of annoyed because look, I also am annoyed at these language models. So
Wait, people got annoyed at you?
yeah, it was sort of like oh, you're one of those guys. Kind of, I was like, no. Just because we covered this. Anyway, whatever. So, okay. We did our costumes. Marquez is dead for Halloween.
No. Sick. Zombie.
Right, zombie. He'll be here eventually. Anyway, we should get into the news of this week. We got a lot of Nintendo coverage this week, which is actually amazing. We have both the Nintendo Music streaming app.
What?
Yes, this dropped this morning as of recording. And also the Pokemon trading card game Pocket for mobile, which is crazy.
It's been a great week for me and my inner child.
Dude, for real. So the Nintendo Music streaming app is basically this app that you can have on your phone that looks a lot like Spotify.
It looks a lot like YouTube Music, too.
Like
It's like
YouTube
Spotify
Music.
and YouTube Music had a
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah, and it just has like most of the tracks from like most of the games.
And there's going to be more coming later.
And I think that Nintendo knows that people love this iconic music. I mean, in every Super Smash Bros. Brawl game, there was like a music section where you could just listen to music from the various games. And I spent so much time just like listening to Animal Crossing music as a
Yeah.
kid.
Dude, okay. So this is going to be turned into a mini me rant.
I'm ready.
So if you don't care, skip forward 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So every year, my top artist on Spotify Wrapped is always
Yeah.
some random
Video game
game developer that makes music, because I always listen to gaming soundtracks when I'm editing. I'll have it like really low in the background while I'm switching camera angles and stuff for the podcast. If I'm like writing or editing pictures or anything, I'm always having like that kind of music behind me, like just small 8-bit gaming music. So every year, that's what it is. I have a whole playlist dedicated to it. Now, this app is included if you have Nintendo Music Online, which is only like $4 a month or something like that. So it's like,
I think it's like $20 a year.
really, I get charged like $4.33 every month. So maybe I didn't do the yearly option.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, it's like, is that the cheapest music streaming service right now?
Well, with the smallest library
Well,
also.
I pay $2 a month for Spotify because I have a family plan.
Yeah, but family plan is like actually $60. You just hacked it.
60.
Or whatever it costs, like $28.99 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think this might be the cheapest one. And for me personally,
Yeah, but it only has video games.
that's all I listen to. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is so good for me.
Yeah, $4 a month, you're right.
There's something else that's kind of interesting here, which is as someone who went to music school, video game. Yeah, shut up. This is my time, man.
You're right.
Video game music is written really differently than all other music because it serves
Yeah.
a really different function. One of the interesting things about video game music is that this mask is so itchy. Like,
Dude, I'm hot as hell in this right now.
One of the things that's really interesting about video game music is that it's written to be layered and it's written to be open-ended, because in theory, a player could spend an infinite amount of time in an area. And that music needs to loop seamlessly. And there's something cool about the idea of a music streaming app that only streams music that's designed to be ambiently looped.
Which they added features for.
So I saw that, but if there was some sort of AI thing that they could incorporate here that could plug into your phones knowing what you're doing at all times, which it does, and could actively do the same blends and fades and layers that a game engine is doing, because the game engine knows what your character's doing all the time. It could be a really cool way to like, and you couldn't do this with normal music because normal music has definitive what's so funny? Watch me adjust the mask. It's so itchy. It's a child's mask, and so it's like scratching my eyeballs.
Yeah,
and I'm doing this
that.
for you, video. Anyway, so yeah, I think there's something cool here of like, this is a mess. I can't fit my normal headphones under my hat, so I'm using my like digital headphones, which have like a 2 millisecond delay. So I'm like almost stumbling over every word I'm saying right now. My eyeballs are on fire. This is a mess.
That's what we do for
Happy Halloween.
Well, I mean, speaking of the, looping features, they actually introduced a number of really interesting features into this app. So you can loop songs or extend tracks for 15, 30, or 60 minutes.
I wanted to ask you about this. Do you think, how in Adobe there's like that remix feature?
I used to use that all the time in Android Authority.
And you
videos.
just like, if you have a 3-minute song and your video is 4 minutes, you just stretch it out to 4 minutes and it like ambiently kind of makes it sound like a smooth transition to a 4-minute track.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what this is doing, or did they record 15-minute, 30-minute versions, 60-minute versions?
It says select tracks 15, 30, and 60 minutes. And I think in games like Animal Crossing, where there's just music infinitely, I think there are parts, like Ellis was saying, like in the song, where it kind of like fades into a thing, and they naturally made it so it's able to loop in certain areas. So I think that they just like, they have those chunks and they can just blend them together like very easily. Video game music is like the easiest music to do this with because of
the like ambient part of it.
No, all of it. Like, because the whole thing when you're writing video game music is when you're scoring a film, you have definitive times when things change. When you're scoring a game, a guy, your character could walk into a new area at literally any point in the track. So it has to be written in such a way that it can blend into any other piece of music completely seamlessly.
Yeah.
What I was trying to say is like intro music into something, or like something that's very specifically like the cutscene opening of something might not be able to do that because it's like the default open one where there's like the ambient walking around music.
Yeah,
that like probably has to be whatever.
I think they take advantage of loading times, because if you like walk into a new area, it kind of fades and then it goes, like in Zelda or something.
Yeah, and that's sort of what I meant with when I said layering. Like a lot of this music will have like, you can't really think of a piece of music as like one thing in the same way you do with a film score or a normal song, where there will be hits and moments and cutscene moments that are designed to come in and out at any possible point over that ambient layer. I think this is really cool. Picture like, this is a little Big Brothery, but picture like you guys both go to the gym. You go to the gym too. You guys are all gym boys.
I went to a gym yesterday.
So picture like,
time in like
you're wearing your
months.
watch, and your watch knows like, oh, his heart rate just went up. He must have just done some pre-workout.
Dude.
Oh, he's clearly like changing into gym clothes, and your AirPods just start going. Dun dun dun.
It is. There's been years of people doing like, what if my life had
Music
like
in the background.
a soundtrack to it? So it would be
That would be so sick if this could plug into your health data. Oh my
I think
God.
Nintendo, you might be sitting. I mean, Nintendo is always sitting on a gold mine and not doing anything with it. But
Well, that's why they made this. So, okay, to address, so some people, I posted about this. Some people were kind of upset that this exists. Some people think that now that Nintendo is putting out their own app with the official music, they're going to use this as a way to like copyright strike people who have uploaded Nintendo music on YouTube.
Oh no! Which is how we've been listening to it forever.
Yeah, most people have been, I don't think they're going to go after like the remixes. Like people make KK Slider music of anything. Like there was a Charlie XCX Brat KK Slider that was freaking amazing. I don't think they're going to do that, but Nintendo are traditionally extremely hardcore about copyright. So we'll see. I don't think this necessarily like changes anything because they already owned the copyright of the music. So.
Yeah, and people who are just uploading straight songs from Nintendo, like you have to understand at some point that could be taken down.
Yeah. So
can I just say that whoever's running Nintendo right now is doing an amazing job, because it is the holiday season.
Yeah.
And they have released an alarm clock. And a music streaming app.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Yeah.
I think this is kind of like, what's really cool about this is like how Adam says he uses it. And have you ever heard how Marques says like, he doesn't do it as much now that we have so many people in the office, but when he used to work he made sure the music that he was playing wasn't in English, because he said like if it was in English, he would be paying too much attention to the lyrics and it would take him away. So he'd listen to a lot of like French music. This is really good background ambient music that's
100%.
not going to distract you,
Yeah.
but still keep you in like a not silent space.
Totally.
And it's already included in your Nintendo membership. Like,
Is it? That's what I also
if
wanted
you
to
have a
Nintendo
Nintendo online account, which I do, because you need it to play like Brawl online, or not Brawl, Jesus. You need to play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate online, so I have it, and it's included in there.
it's just so interesting to me that I feel like they really know who their customers are.
I was gonna say, I think a lot of people who want this probably have that online subscription already.
Yeah.
And then it's $4 by itself outside of that, or you're saying, okay.
Yeah. Well, no, sorry. $4
Just
is the
online-
Nintendo online subscription, and this is
Okay.
just included in
I
that.
thought you were saying to just get this
No,
is
no,
$4 a month, which I thought felt like a lot. But
yeah.
Real quick, what is everyone's favorite Nintendo soundtrack?
Okay.
'Cause it's clear
Super
we-
Mario Galaxy.
Yes. Excellent choice. That is number 2 for me. What?
Come on, man.
We channel, baby.
Oh my God.
Well, okay, that's iconic, but that doesn't make it like the best.
That's the best. There's a whole station for it on this app. It's its own thing.
That's so funny.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I feel embarrassed.
No, I mean it's look, it's iconic,
dare
but I don't know if it's the Super Mario Galaxy music literally makes me want to cry.
it is really
I'm not
good.
even
It is.
joking.
Yeah.
Like it's so good.
I was going to say for me it's Galaxy 2 because that score is amazing.
Galaxy 2, yeah. That
No,
was,
not Super Mario Galaxy 2. Like Super Mario Galaxy is my number 2.
Oh, got it.
But I think it's sort of an even split for me between like the Wii system music because it is like unreal how good it is, and then
true.
Wii system music, Mario Galaxy, and then I think Twilight Princess.
Dude,
has
Twilight
an
Princess music is amazing.
Unbelievable score.
Yeah.
There's some pieces in that are so creative and inventive.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
In like 2012 or I don't know, 2010, they came out with a 25th anniversary orchestral soundtrack for Zelda music in general. And I bought the CD that it came on, and it's just incredible. You can listen to it online. The Gerudo Valley like live orchestral version is just incredible. Nintendo goes hard for orchestral music for their games, and it's great.
Wait, Andrew, what's your favorite?
So I grew up with a PlayStation, but
Me too.
My friend had an N64, and like my favorite song or the most nostalgic song probably doesn't even count because it's from GoldenEye. So like it's probably just a James Bond song. I remember Wave Race having good music, but like I couldn't specifically pull any of it.
You're not wrong. I think as far as like sound design or music design or like creative audio branding goes, the PlayStation is the king. Like the first, especially the first 3 PlayStation systems. I think one of the most genius creative decisions ever made by a human person is making the PS3 startup sound and orchestra tuning. There's like so much. It makes you feel like, oh my God, like something complex and beautiful is coming to life in front of me. And then, you play PlayStation. But
Damn. PlayStation 2 I had as a kid. That's the only Sony console I've ever owned was PlayStation 2. And that startup sound is freaking cool. It's like, yeah. Dude.
Funny enough, I went from a PlayStation to an Xbox and then totally ditched PlayStation after that. But yeah.
Dude, it was, yeah. Every time I booted that up as a kid, I was like, I'm living in a different universe than everybody else.
seriously,
It was incredible. One more feature on this app that is very interesting is they have a spoiler-free toggle. So the idea is that if you want to play a Nintendo, like they have all these playlists, right? And Nintendo generates the playlist. You can create playlists. But if there's a game that you haven't played yet and you want to like experience the music as it happens, which to me, Nintendo music is like a huge part of the game. I've been playing the new Zelda game, Echoes of Wisdom. And every time, like I only play it while actually being able to listen to the music because it's such like a deep in my chest experience. So basically there's a spoiler toggle where you're like, I haven't played these games yet and I want to experience them while playing the games. So it filters out the music from those
Do you
games.
select them or does it know it from your library?
You tell it.
Okay.
Yeah, you tell it. You just say, I want to play these.
That's
So
awesome.
It's cool. It's like,
No, I totally get
a very thoughtful
unlocking
feature.
Music. Yeah, there's in RuneScape, there's something called the music cape because like it's a skill cape, which are these things you unlock when you only reach the like highest level of a skill. But new areas and new quests unlock different songs in RuneScape, which RuneScape songs are awesome because one, they're all copyright free and everybody can use them whenever, and some of them just slap.
Yeah.
But every time you unlock every song,
free?
you get a cape that has like a harp on it. And you unlock it called the music cape, I think it's called.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Damn.
We love old school RuneScape.
We love old school RuneScape.
We love old school RuneScape. I love that became a meme. All right, I think that we're going to take it to trivia. Then we're going to talk about all the Apple announcements of this week. So take it away.
What the
Spooky trivia.
I knew it. I knew you had done something special for it.
I always do something special.
know.
All right, spooky Halloween trivia. Let's get it. So, question 1, if my eyes. The most polarizing and delicious Halloween candy corn,
So good.
was invented in the late 1880s and originally sold as the candy version of what common farm animal's food? That's right. The original name for it was blank feed.
I have an idea.
Imagine a trough full of candy corn.
I don't have to, baby.
I like candy. Can we just?
I made that.
What do you think's going on?
Who here
in my
likes
apartment?
candy corn? We all like
No
candy corn.
way.
Dude, wax is delicious.
Polarize my ass.
I've never seen a 4 for 4 candy corn.
I was okay.
I don't know how you couldn't like
Did you all know that's what he was going to say when he said the most polarizing candy? What came into your head at first? I thought Tootsie
I
Roll.
thought Tootsie Roll.
Tootsie
yeah.
Roll?
What's
Tootsie Rolls?
polarizing
Who doesn't
about a
like
Tootsie Roll?
I think it's
I hate Tootsie Rolls.
it's like the I don't care that I'm passing candy out to these kids this year. Have some Tootsie Rolls, especially the flavored Tootsie Rolls.
Andrew.
I'm just saying,
I've
I
never
don't
had a
dislike them, but if I get like
They're
the white Tootsie Roll,
fantastic.
I'm like,
What?
this person doesn't care about Halloween.
The white
I
Tootsie
egg
Roll
those
in the
houses.
blue wrapper? Are
Yeah.
you what?
I've never heard of that before.
Really? There's a ton of Tootsie Roll flavors.
Guys,
I didn't know
this
that.
is a bad opinion.
I didn't say no.
is-
I did not say I dislike them. I said they're a polarizing candy for
Clearly.
I hate them.
No, I think candy corn is the thing that people are either
love
like,
that.
I'm going to devour 10 pounds of this, or
Yeah.
they're going to be like, that is foul. And there's very few in between.
Ordinary Sausage did do a candy corn sausage. I
Yes. Shout out Ordinary Sausage, one of the best small creators on YouTube.
believe. He's at like 800,000 subs now.
damn.
Small.
All right, never mind.
Small. Okay,
But-
anyway. I think we should take a break,
Hit the commercial.
hit the commercial, and we'll talk about apples.
Adam's hat kind of looks like a candy corn.
That's true. See you in a sec.
I can't believe how good that cape is.
Support for Waveform comes from AT&T. What does it feel like to get the new iPhone 16 Pro with AT&T Next Up Anytime? It's like when you first pick up those tongs and you're now the one running the grill. It's indescribable, like something you've never felt before. All the mouth-watering anticipation of new possibilities, whether that's making a perfect cheeseburger or treating your family to grilled corn on the cob, which you know will forever change the way they look at corn. With AT&T Next Up Anytime, you can feel this way again and again. Learn how to get the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on them and the latest iPhone every year with AT&T Next Up Anytime. AT&T, connecting changes everything. Apple Intelligence coming fall 2024 with Siri and device language set to U.S. English. Some features and languages will be coming over the next year. $0 offer may not be available on future iPhones. Next Up Anytime feature may be discontinued at any time, subject to change. Additional fees, terms and restrictions apply. See att.com/iPhone for details. Support for the show comes from Shopify. When you're growing your online business, you already know how hard it is to hold on to a shopper's attention. And the last thing you want is to see your customers leaving behind a string of abandoned shopping carts. If that sounds familiar, it might be time to try Shopify. Shopify is the online commerce platform that makes it easy to buy and sell. According to Shopify, businesses that use their Shop Pay feature see conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts are going abandoned and way more sales are going. So if you're ready to grow your business and you want a commerce platform that's ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between, because businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. You can sign up for that $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/waveform, all lowercase. That's right, shopify.com/waveform. shopify.com/waveform to upgrade your selling today. That's shopify.com/waveform.
All right, welcome back. Marques was nice enough, since he went to a quick Apple briefing in LA, which is probably half the reason he's sick, because he traveled way too much in the last week. Yeah. But he went and got to see some of the new products. We all got to see just the releases because they've been doing it throughout this week. Apple's been launching Mac products every day, essentially, this week. So we're going to talk about all of them. But first, Marques recorded like a 4-minute little video about what he saw. So we're going to watch it, and then David and I are just going to talk about it without Marques afterwards. So let's hit it.
Let her rip.
All right, what's up, Pod Crew? I hope you're doing great. I know I'm out for the moment, but I couldn't help but weigh in on some of the new announcements from Apple this week. So instead of an event like last year, that scary fast Mac event we had in October, this time we had a week of press releases. So a string of press releases and also videos to go with them. Kind of feels like they cut up what would have been an event into several days long of chatter online. But basically now the entire Mac lineup has got M4 updates, so that's what we're here to talk about. I have a couple reactions to them, and I'll leave you with these thoughts, and maybe you'll have some stuff to add or some reactions, or devil's advocate, who knows. But okay, I wrote them down. First thing. Apple Intelligence is like headlining all of these updates, which is interesting to me, maybe even a little bit misleading, because it feels like, you can get Apple Intelligence on but lots of older Macs. But if you look at the headlines, they're like, Apple Intelligence is here, but that's not really coming with the M4 chip. So it's kind of interesting that they're selling Apple Intelligence so hard. Anyway, first Mac update that came was the iMac. The new iMac is now updated with the M4 chip, now 16 gigs of RAM or memory base. It's the exact same design, and it has slightly new colors, just to be able to say they changed the design. So great, still a rainbow of colors. And there's also now a nano texture option on the display, which I actually don't think most people getting an iMac are actually interested in. These are still like the every person all-in-one, put it in the kitchen, the living room type of computer. Like it's a better computer, but it's not really a gigantic update here. Then we got Mac Mini. Mac Mini was interesting to me because I think it's maybe now, at the base price, the best deal in Apple's entire lineup of products. That's phones, computers, tablets, everything they make. I think the base Mac Mini for $599 with the 16 gigs of memory is a really, really good computer. It's tiny now. It's a 5-inch by 5-inch cube. Hard to overstate how small that is. It's closer and closer to the size of an Apple TV. It's really incredibly small. I think that would only be possible with these new chips. So it gets the M4 chip, gets the extra memory, and it loses all the full-size USB-A ports, but has USB-C on the front and a headphone jack on the front now as well. Every single price upgrade, if you look on Apple's website for it, is pretty expensive. Like the second you get off of the base price, you're overpaying for memory and storage and all that. But the base Mac Mini, really interesting. We'll be getting that to review pretty soon. You also got then the one that I am personally tempted by, which is the MacBook Pro. So M4, M4 Pro, M4 Max. This is the one I'm interested in because I have actually been holding out. I'm doing air quotes because I edit maybe 3 or 4 videos a year on the MacBook Pro, but I've been using the M1 Max MacBook Pro, and it's been great. It's been totally fine. 16-inch, maxed out, has 64 gigs of memory, but this new one makes all the right updates in all the right places. It's got now this new M4 Max version, which is allegedly 2 times faster than mine, twice as fast graphics, better neural engine, up to 128 gigs max memory, Thunderbolt 5, faster I/O for the drives I use, and of course a space black. So it's speaking to me. I'm very interested in the new MacBook Pros. All of this, of course, we're hoping to get our hands on and review pretty soon. But the last thought I really have is that maybe the most underrated thing about this M4 Mac update is that every Mac now starts at 16 gigs of unified memory. It was all 8 before. And I know that's decent enough for most people, but I think starting at 16, which is probably because of Apple Intelligence, is actually going to make a pretty big deal for a lot of people. It makes a lot of the base price versions a much better deal. So anyway, those are my initial thoughts, just seeing all the new stuff. I'm curious what you guys think. And also send me the trivia questions. Just send them to me.
Okay.
I think that's all I had to say. Let's.
All right, let's take the break.
Oh no! I have many things to talk about.
Well, first thing I want to say, which is just about the video he sent, is Marques is sick and still records a video with like a swooping intro on the camera, and he doesn't miss. He just
classic.
It's habit now.
Pure YouTuber through and through.
When he answers a FaceTime call, he does the same thing.
What's up? Oh, sorry.
And then he always
Forgot I was making a video.
With, hand over the camera.
Okay.
Do you have any initial thoughts? And then I think we can go through each one individually.
Yes.
Okay.
Many initial thoughts.
Okay. What's your biggest ones? And then we could maybe group the other ones when
Like
we're
the most
individually.
exciting announcements for me,
Or specifically what Marques said before we go into each individual thing, just so we can keep somewhat of a order here.
Yes. I think it made sense for them to make this a press release system because everything is basically based around the chips. And so it would be hard to do a whole event where they just talk about the same chip, but in like 3 different devices.
Yeah. And his point of it being what could have been an event, but just cut up. The reason that would be hard is because they zoomed into the exact same little hobbit hole part of on every single video, I think. So that would have been a little weird. But I overall agree with what you both said.
And it keeps the hype up all week for a number of products. Like each day, people are talking about a different product from Apple. I think that was a good move by then. So why don't we just go through all the different announcements and we can go through it based on the day that they were announced.
Sure.
Cool. So iMac was Monday. M4 chip was the biggest update. People are talking about the colors, which is kind of funny.
At work, it said all new colors, and one person was like, the green is new, and someone else was like, the purple's new. And then we were reading the press release for so long, trying to figure out which one was new until we found this like comparison photo that Basic Apple Guy posted of like, they all are new. They're
pretty much
a
all
little
new,
different.
except for the silver.
Yes,
the silver?
Exactly.
It's the same, right?
I think it's the same. Okay. All of them are, but it's hard because are they all muted?
I would say they're more
muted?
pastel.
Yeah.
They're more pastel than they were before.
I do really like the green.
The green is very cool. I think that in a elementary school, it would look fire.
Man, this is like my old computer lab in elementary school with all the G3.
Yeah, iMac G3s. Yeah, we had
colors.
those too. Amazing. Okay, so obviously it got the M4 chip. It is now standard with 16 gigabytes of memory, configurable up to 32 gigabytes. Obviously, Marques talked about 16 gigs of memory across the board being a big deal. And they even start all the MacBook Airs now at 16 gigs when you buy them online for like the same price. The same base price, which is good. Obviously, Apple is trying to push everything towards Apple Intelligence, and you need more memory for that.
Yeah, they said specifically on this iMac, it's the world's best all-in-one for AI and is built for Apple Intelligence.
Okay.
We're going to hear a lot about that for the next year, probably.
Yeah.
So I wrote down in here, and maybe we can read through them. But the press release and the video just had the most interesting performance comparisons I've seen, and I just kind of quoted a bunch of them because some of them are silly, and it like shows us where we are performance-wise, but also just feels a little silly with how they did it.
Totally.
So I'll read some of them, and you can react to what they are.
Sure.
So the new iMac is up to 1.7 times faster than iMac with M1.
Yeah.
There wasn't M2 and an M3 iMac, right?
There was an M3.
There's an M3.
There was no
iMac.
M2. But the funny thing is that, I mean, not the funny. It kind of makes sense for them to do this because you don't upgrade your like home desktop computer that often. Especially like, why would you upgrade from an M1 to an M4?
Agree, but it is still funny that they're not also. They very well could have put 1.7 times faster than iMac with M1, and they could have put like and still
1.2
20% faster than like iMac with M3.
For sure.
So we have an idea between those. But I also do agree.
Marketing.
Marketing. iMac with M4 handles more intense workloads like photo editing and gaming up to 2.1 times faster than iMac with
They
M1.
did make a big deal about the gaming stuff. That's a big movement. That's a big market that they're trying to capture. They've been, they now have the gaming adaptive like converter thing that basically can like make your game run well on metal. And I think they're trying to talk to a lot of studios to get them to do it. They talked a lot about this game Control, which I saw at the event had a bunch of stations set up so you could play it. So yeah.
Cool. Neural Engine is 3 times faster than M1, iMac on M1.
Right.
There is up to 1.7 times faster performance in apps like Excel and 1.5 times faster browsing performance in Safari compared to iMac with M1.
What do either of those things mean tangibly?
The only thing I can think of with Excel is, have you seen the like Excel games, like the pro Excel players, where they get a list of all these things, like delete all the green columns, and they do it like as fast as possible.
David Pierce did an amazing piece on the Excel World Championships.
Really?
Yes. He went to it.
Did he really?
Yeah.
A video or a newsletter?
I think it's just an article.
I need to read that.
But
that
it's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Gamers can enjoy incredibly smooth gameplay with 2 times higher frame rates than iMac with M1. The theme here is they're comparing to M1.
Yeah.
This is my favorite. Compared to the most popular 24-inch all-in-one PC with latest Intel Core 7 processor, the new iMac is up to 4.5 times faster.
That's so ambiguous.
It is wild.
The most popular what are they referring to?
Most popular 24-inch all-in-one PC.
With i7.
They just say Intel Core 7.
Intel Core 7. What?
They obviously mean
But
i7.
what is the most popular?
I don't
24?
Who knows? The most popular one could be the most popular because it's cheap and has
There are
terrible
not
specs.
that many all-in-one Intel computers.
No,
anymore.
When I think of all-in-ones, I think, do they even make the Microsoft Studio anymore?
The Surface Studio. They don't make the newest. They don't make the 2. Well, they
desktop
do
was just
still
a
make
Studio.
it. I think they still make it, but it's like
Surface
insanely
Studio?
outdated.
Dell makes an Inspiron i7 and Lenovo makes a Idea Center i7. It seems like HP also has an
Most
i7.
I'm
popular.
sure. Yeah, which to me,
That says a corporation bought 100,000 of them. That's what makes it.
which
the
is
most
like the absolute base model.
yeah, and they haven't
i7.
updated it in years.
Yeah. I just also thought this was funny because I think it was literally last episode. So we were talking about the Apple graphs and like how it compares poorly to like random Windows, and someone's like, they never compare to Windows laptop or Windows computers. It's only ever past Mac things, and then immediately here, and they have in the past. I know they also do both, but they always throw one shot of a completely unmarked graph compared to a computer we have no idea what they're talking about. And then compared to the most popular Intel-based iMac model, the new iMac is up to 6 times faster. I actually think that's a great quote because they're probably, I think, you know how you said not a lot of people are updating from M3 to M4, but even as a desktop computer, the M1 to M4 upgrade is very quick. I think most people using a desktop use that for probably closer to 10 years. So comparing it to Intel-based iMacs, this is a wildly different and 6 times faster is awesome.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal. They also added this nano texture option, which they added across the line. We'll get to the MacBook Pros later, but it's $200 on the iMac and $150 on the MacBook Pro, which this all makes things very funny because the Pro Display XDR, which by the way still needs an update. It's very old now. It's $1,000 to add it on the Pro.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So it's kind of funny that it's like, okay, well this isn't that much smaller and it's only $200. So yeah, they're clearly overcharging for the Pro Display XDR. I mean, that display is so expensive, and it's not even an OLED. It's like still, So anyway,
it's perfect.
Yeah.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else about iMac?
Basically just the accessories.
We did kind of talk about the rumor that they're all moving to USB-C.
Yes.
We got confirmation that the Magic Mouse is still on the bottom, which I think we've gotten to a point now. The USB-C port's still on the bottom. I think we've gotten to the point because Marques tweeted about it that now people are like, why are you still harping on it? We like the Magic Mouse now, so maybe we like the Magic Mouse now.
That's how far deep we are down this rabbit hole. We've come full circle now. That objectively bad design is like, okay, it's fine, whatever.
I don't know. It's funny. It's a funny thing because you can't use your mouse when it's dead. But like Ellis has mentioned previously, if you just wait 5 minutes, it'll be charged for as long as you need to use your computer, and then just charge it over.
I just want to throw in there, like, how many tech products could you say just wait 5 minutes and it'll work and you wouldn't be upset with that?
That's fair.
I think almost every tech product, we're in a point where 5 minutes is an excruciatingly long time. But I still
Yeah.
Yeah,
So they
it's a
so they
fine
updated
mouse.
the Magic Mouse and Magic Keyboard with USB-C, which is thank goodness, because now I don't have to borrow a USB-C to Lightning cable from Adam every single time I need to charge my stuff. But what about the Magic Trackpad? Did they update that?
Did it not say anything about that?
Oh, they do have a USB-C Magic Trackpad.
Okay, good.
Okay.
That's actually one that I do want because I don't
Yes.
use the mouse or keyboard, but I do use the
Right.
trackpad, and I have one
It's good.
Lightning
Yeah.
port for that.
So they have a ton of colors for the mouse and keyboard too to match the
Cool.
the Macs. So it's pretty nice. And then I think they also you get 4 Thunderbolt 4 ports on the computer.
Okay, was it 2 before and 2 Thunderbolt and 2 USB-C? Do you remember? I'll look it up while Ellis is about to say something.
I just want to say 2 things. One, random mid-episode trivia.
Oh,
How long does it take to charge a Magic Mouse to have 5 hours? 5 hours
5 minutes.
of usable time. Or excuse me. Well, I'll give it the benefit of 4 hours. How long does it take to get 4 hours of Magic Mouse usage from
3
dead?
minutes. 3 minutes.
Wrong.
1 minute.
It takes 60 seconds.
Yeah.
If you cannot
right.
stop what you're doing first, that means you get 2 hours and 30 seconds. The only people that are complaining about this, I'm sorry if I offend you, you're gamers. You're gamers. And you know what? And you know what you gamers deal with? You open your
Okay,
stupid
look.
Call of Duty and you see, oh God,
starting to sound like a Call of Duty lobby in
70
here.
gigabyte update. Sorry, boys, I'll see you tomorrow. That's fine.
Okay.
But all of a sudden, I gotta wait 1 minute.
Okay. But
You're wrong.
Tim Cook does use a Logitech MX Master.
I have a Logitech MX Master. There are plenty of times, once every 2 months, sure, where I come in the morning
Yeah.
and it's dead.
Yeah.
And all I need to do is plug it in and I
And you
can
can
keep
use it.
using it.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
could just go about my day. I don't need to wait 60 seconds.
I know, but okay, here's the thing. I love the Logitech MX Master. I use it so often. That is a poorly designed product. It's great, but no one ever.
What?
Well, I just want to say,
Okay,
I
problem
dislike
number
the
one.
MX Master.
Problem number one. It's only rated to 1 million clicks per button. That is so much less than every other competitor. Number 2, we all know the MX Master is made of plastic that only lasts 2 weeks. Number 3, the terrible MX Master customization software doesn't allow or statements. Or excuse me, it doesn't allow and statements. So you can, in the logic controls, you can only set 2 macros to do the exact same thing. You can't set a command to go and that thing is designed terribly, and no one is out here being like, "Oh, no." So everyone,
I hate the
everyone
Games
can
Master.
shut up.
Okay, quick fact check. 10 million clicks.
10 million clicks.
No.
Also,
Yes, but it is noticeably worse than most other mice.
I think it's rated for 10 million clicks, but I think Logitech has a notorious problem for mice getting double clicking issues because I know on one of the G Pros that happened with it as well. I just want to say, if we were not allowed to overreact about the most minuscule tech issues,
would not
this
have a
podcast
podcast.
would not exist.
That is
That is
true.
what this is for. We
Exactly.
totally understand
Men yelling in a
99% of the stuff that comes out of our mouth
Yeah.
is super mundane and
I
That's
also
just
want
how
to
it
say,
Yeah.
I do love the Magic Mouse. It's a great mouse, but
Yeah,
okay, continue.
well, you're an idiot.
And Tim Cook, don't move that port. You're paying our salaries, man.
the magic.
yeah, what else are we? We're gonna have to come up with a whole new bit.
Yeah.
With that one, it was really about the design.
Is it really 10 million? Did I miss a 0 when I was reading the data sheet yesterday?
Yeah.
Because I was going deep into this.
Okay.
Wait. Can I ask one more question to
Sure.
finish iMac?
Yeah.
What color iMac would you put in your kitchen if you had to pick?
Let me
Yellow.
look at the pictures again.
Yeah,
Dude, the new yellow is ugly. The
That's
old,
why it goes in the kitchen.
yellow was like a burnt orange, and it was great.
well, that's probably the problem with the yellow is that it's better described as orange.
No, I mean the old yellow was orange.
But yeah, that's what I mean. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. I mean, in my kitchen, you're not going to see the back of the computer.
It's got on the front though. The chin is
Oh,
the same
true.
color, and the stand or similar.
I would
color.
say maybe the pink. Pink's
All right.
nice.
I think mine would be yellow or green because my kitchen's either green paint or like tan cabinets.
Yeah. I do like pretty much all the color swaps except for the yellow because I liked the burnt orange. Anyway, yeah, I'm very glad that everything is now USB-C. Does that make everything in Apple's lineup USB-C now? Does that complete?
I'm sure there's
circle?
something.
I mean, there's still
Still out there.
I think they still sell the AirPods
They still sell them, but I know what you mean. You're saying are all the updated things. Like
No, I'm just saying is
USB-C.
everything Apple makes all USB-C.
Like everything new that they make.
Yeah. Oh, AirPods. Oh no, AirPods Pro have USB. I mean, AirPods Max have USB-C now. Even though that's all they did to them.
I'm
Does
sure
the
there's
Apple
something.
TV
Please
remote
tell us
have
what it is.
USB-C?
No, that is.
I think
well,
I feel like they
actually, I
updated it
don't
recently.
know. Good question. Anyway, let's move on. Even though this is the USB-C podcast, let's talk about the Mac Mini. Tuesday. This was the biggest kind of controversy on Threads, which I find really hilarious because it's not that big of a deal, in my opinion. Okay,
I think our office is
My opinion.
divided on this. By
are
the
we
way.
really? Mm-hmm. Jesus. Okay, Mac Mini, smaller than before, but also taller. So that's kind of the weird thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like they squeezed it really hard and all went into the center, and it's like Play-Doh. You know, it's like. It's
That was
five.
such a great description.
Thank you. That's how I was feeling about it. It's 5 inches by 5 inches, and it's 2 inches tall. It's pretty much the size of like two Magic Mice, like put right next to each other in width.
Wait, can we talk about what we think of the physical redesign of it? The size?
Yeah.
I feel like you said that's
Oh,
like the most
sorry.
controversial thing. Let's.
No, that's not the most controversial.
Oh, okay.
thing.
Well,
The
can we talk?
controversial thing is the power button.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Can we talk about what we think of size? That's what I mean. I
Got
think
it.
we're divided on.
Oh, okay. I see.
I am team new design,
Okay.
but your team old design. Right?
I like that it's smaller in footprint, but I do like the flatter one better because it can act as a stand.
Yeah, I think Ellis, your team new.
Yeah, I'm T new. I think cutting out, I used to look at the old Mac Mini and I was like, damn, there's about 600 cubic centimeters that just don't need to be here.
They did for Intel chips because they needed cooling.
No, it was a joke. But no, I do really like the new redesign. I think like it looks better
I think it
on
looks
a
better.
desk.
And
It does
Adam, you
look
like
better.
the other one, right?
I agree. I do think it looks better.
I do think
but
it looks better.
I like the older one because it was more practical for me. And I said this
Yes.
when we were talking about it in the studio. Like my personal setup, I like hiding things under other things, and because it was so like low to the desk, it was easier to like slip under something.
I think in like depending on how you put this on your desk, where the real estate is on your desk, you will like it or dislike it. Because if you have a bunch of stuff and you don't care about the height as much, then this new one's obviously better.
Yeah.
But if you have a shelf, like you have a Grove Made shelf, right? Sliding it under that makes so much more sense.
Yeah, it's
or
perfect.
do people with Mac Minis, do they ever like attach them to the bottom side of a desk?
I've seen some YouTube setups where they have like a little stand, not a stand, bracket type of thing, and
Like-
they like mount it.
Then the old one's way better for that because it's not taking up as much. You
Yeah.
don't need the real estate down there. So you're losing less horizontal real estate, more vertical real estate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I think it looks pretty nice. It's fairly close to an Apple TV. The Apple TV console is, I think, like I pulled it up here. It is 3.66 inches and by 1.2, whereas the Mac Mini is 5 inches by 2 inches.
Okay.
So
It
it's
is
pretty
getting closer.
It's pretty close. Yeah, let's go through the specs of it really quickly. So obviously redesigned. You have two USB-C ports in the front, but they are limited to 10 gigabit per second. So they're not Thunderbolt, I believe. Yeah, they're not Thunderbolt. And then there's a headphone jack in the front. You get Ethernet, HDMI, the wall socket port, and then 3 USB-C in the back. And what's very interesting about this, as well as the MacBook Pros that we will talk about shortly, is that the 3 USB-C in the back are Thunderbolt 4 unless you get the M4 Pro, in which case they're Thunderbolt 5. And Thunderbolt 5 is very, very new. The spec only got released a year ago. There's only a few devices out right now that are Thunderbolt 5. And I wrote down some things about Thunderbolt 5 that we can talk about shortly. Default RAM is now 16 gigabytes, just like every other Apple product here, which is nice. Starts at $599, which I think, like Marques said in the video, I think the base Mac Mini is probably the best value computer right now. But what's insane about that is that every other option that they sell is a bad value. So as you go through the purchasing page, the default one has the M4 chip with 10-core CPU, 10-core GPU, 16-core neural engine, has all these, Thunderbolt 4, 16 gigs of RAM, but it only has 256 gigs of storage. And then that's $599. To go up to the next tier, which the only thing that is different is 512 gigs of storage. So they just add 256 gigs of storage. It's $200 extra. So then it's $800 to get that. And then yeah, I know it's
$200 for less than a terabyte
for 256 gigs. It's ridiculous. And then if you move up to the next tier, which is $1,000, which is almost double the price, you just get 24 gigs of RAM, as well as the.
So that's 512 and 24 gigs.
Sorry, yeah, as well as the 512 gigabytes of storage. So that's another $200 just to move up to 24 gigs of RAM from the 16 gigs of RAM, which is crazy expensive. Like that's ridiculous. I was thinking like you should buy a baseline Mac Mini. You can literally, I looked this up. You can buy a 2 terabyte external hard drive with Thunderbolt for like $160, and it's 2 terabytes.
But then you lose a Thunderbolt bus.
Yeah, just put it in the back.
Well,
there's Thunderbolt 4 in the back.
There is. Quinn was saying
I know, but then you only have one Thunderbolt left on the whole computer.
No, there's 3 Thunderbolt in the back.
Oh, are they on separate buses or are they all on one bus? Because that is like a huge difference.
They're probably on separate buses, I would guess, because it can support 3 displays. So, yeah. Anyway, I mean, look, I just think it's crazy how much they're charging for the additional ones. And then M4 Pro is $1,400. Which, yeah, you're getting the 12-core CPU, 16-core GPU. You're getting much more memory bandwidth, 273 gigabytes per second of memory bandwidth. You can configure it up to a 20-core GPU and a 14-core CPU, up to 64 gigabytes of RAM and 8 terabytes of storage. But probably one of the biggest benefits of the M4 Pro chip is that you get Thunderbolt 5, which is like a pretty big deal. What is Thunderbolt 5?
Yeah, I was just going to say, can you explain this to me?
Let's talk about Thunderbolt 5.
Because I don't get it.
Okay. So Thunderbolt 5 is quite a bit better than Thunderbolt 4. The spec only dropped about a year ago, and there's only a few devices that can do it right now. Thunderbolt 5 can do up to 120 gigabits per second of bandwidth, whereas Thunderbolt 4 can only do 40 gigabits per second. So it's a pretty big difference. The actual rated spec is 80 gigabits per second, but it can reach 120 if it sacrifices receiving speed.
Okay.
So it's only going to do 80 if you're polling and you're also pushing data. But if you're just polling data, it can do 120 gigabits per second, which is really crazy. It can do 3 4K displays at 144 hertz or up to a 540 hertz display or 2 8K displays. Wow. Which is pretty nuts. Yeah. Yes, Thunderbolt 5 also ups the power delivery. So Thunderbolt 4 could do up to 140 watts of power, but Thunderbolt 5, they have to deliver at least 140 watts of power, and they can go up to 240 watts of power. So there are Thunderbolt 5 docks that are dropping on the market right now that are just finally starting to come out. This can be very beneficial if you're pushing around a lot of data really quickly, if you know that you want to jump onto Thunderbolt 5 SSDs, external SSDs. The thing is, you got to pay $1,400 to get that. So it kind of depends what you're looking for.
God, that is so much money. There's, when I first read all this, I was super excited because there's a lot of like small business and media, like live media. There's a lot of applications where you need a lot of displays. Mm-hmm. And that's always been something that Mac is less good at than PCs, because with a PC, you can just put in more PCIe cards and just get more display controllers. So I was really stoked to be like, oh my God, like if you own a barbershop, I don't know, and you have got 4 displays that you want custom stuff on, like now you could do that with one port. But man, dude, $1,400.
Yeah, $1,400. It's crazy because I, again, think the $600 Mac Mini is like the best value computer out right now.
Yeah.
Because the regular M4 will do basically anything anyone wants.
Can I ask a newbie question as someone who's never owned a Mac Mini before?
I've also never owned
I
a
don't
Mac
know
Mini.
if anyone in here
But
owned
you can ask it anyway.
You have.
We've used them at work.
All right. Does the
sparingly.
power cable, is it just like an Edison cable or just a cable that goes from the computer straight into the wall?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So the power supply is inside that little chassis.
I'm assuming so. There is no power brick. There's no power
exactly.
brick.
Yeah. Okay.
Wacky.
That's crazy.
That's crazy they fit that in there.
Yeah. That's pretty wild. Damn. Okay. Now we got to get to the most controversial part of this computer, which is that they put the power button on the bottom. Guys, it doesn't matter. I don't think this matters.
I think it matters.
Am I on
front bottom or back bottom?
Back bottom.
Back bottom. There's a graphic of someone just like kind of reaching around it. You can fit your finger underneath
I think
it.
the problem with it, at first I was like, this isn't an issue, but being on the back, Mac Minis are so good because of the stuff you can like put around them, like shelves, or you can like slide them inside of shelves very easily. And if you're all plugged in tight and cable managed in the back, and you can't reach through a shelf to get to that, and you can't pull it out now because it's managed so well, then what do you have?
why.
Like a little poker or something?
But the Mac Mini, the old Mac Mini, still had the power button on the back of it, so it was still hard to reach.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, why did they? I just always thought the buttons looked nice on the Mac Minis, despite them being on the face of it, because they were like etched in almost and like super flush with it, and it just worked really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it was on the back.
People have been yelling about this a lot. I don't know. Personally, I'm like, I don't ever turn off my computer unless it freezes or glitches in a weird way.
I think you should turn your computer off more often.
Really?
But yeah,
Why?
I think I don't know the exacts of it, but I'm pretty sure it's like good practice to fully turn a computer off.
Sometimes I
Every
have to.
once in a while.
No.
But the thing is,
That's a really complicated myth that has way too many asterisks to give a simple statement.
that's sort of what I feel.
That's what podcasts
for
are
example,
for.
like for
that's
example,
true.
so if you're on a Windows PC, if you hit restart and restart your computer, it will clear all of the system states and you will get like clean cache. Like that is good. If you hit shut down or press the power button on a Windows PC, it will save the system states for a quicker reboot the next time. So actually the difference on a PC between shutting down your PC and sleeping your PC is pretty much the exact same. It does negligible to your making your computer run faster, clearing anything. You have to do a full restart. On a Mac, it's like a little bit more complicated, but I do know Apple computers hate it when you shut them down with the power button. Like they run so many more processes and they clean up so much faster when you do restart from the Apple drop-down menu. So I think I think them putting the power button in the back was them being like, yo, don't touch that.
Yeah, I mean, the only time that you actually need to do it is if you have to force shut it off.
Yeah, I just want to be clear. I'm not saying turn things off by holding the power button. No. Okay, I've just meant turn it off.
On most, because users prioritize a fast load time now, I need to research if it's true on Mac too, but I know on most computers, if you shut down a computer, it won't clear the cache, it won't clear the RAM. It is effectively the same as sleeping it. If you restart
Those
a
are
computer,
different things? Restart and shut down?
Yes, and restart is the one that you would think shutdown does.
They don't just do the same thing?
No. On Windows, you can go into the settings and tell it to turn off I think the setting's called quick boot or something like that. But no, restarting is definitely better than shutting down.
I often have to restart my computer before I play Dota. I'm not sure why, but if I launch Dota after I've been using my computer for a while, and there's a bunch of applications open and stuff, it just won't load in the mouse texture. It won't load in a lot of random stuff. But if I restart it, everything's fine.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's weird. I do that, but I also play Dota on my MacBook Pro.
Try
which a lot of people don't do.
Hitting instead of restart, shut down, and then booting your computer up and see if it works.
I mean,
then
the restart works fine.
I know, but then call me so I know. I'm more curious if it doesn't work.
Oh, got it.
Listener at home, if you're having an issue, call Ellis for all of your IT needs.
No.
Yeah, but I mean, personally, I'm this is a home computer similar to the iMac that you never really need to turn off. I saw a lot of people talking about oh, I turn off my computer every day, and I was like, whoa, that's wild. I didn't know people still did that, but if you can do you, and I will not shame you for it. However, you don't really need to do that most of the time.
I think it's more so the situation that Andrew was saying.
I agree with
where
that.
if you have to force shut down your computer, now you just can't reach the button.
If you built it around something that makes it hard to reach the R button, I understand that.
But I also totally agree that it's so minimal, and those situations you probably could just undo a cable tie and pull it out a little bit, press it, and throw it back in.
Right. totally.
Andrew, what are you doing? We need to yell about something.
Listen,
Yeah.
now I'm worried we're going to get yelled at for yelling about things.
No, I
so,
mean, come on.
That happens every week.
People are
It's fine.
doing, yeah, this happens every week. What are you talking about? Yeah, so again, probably the best value computer you can buy right now in the standard, in the cheapest form, and a very expensive
It makes me
computer.
really mad that they have different Thunderbolts based on which spec you get. I just really hate when Apple does this. Like,
Yeah.
I get like, yeah, pay more to get a storage upgrade, pay more to get this upgrade, but don't like lock something behind.
Yeah.
Because they've done this in the past with, wasn't it like storage speeds were different based on what spec you got of a MacBook Pro? Or was it a MacBook Air?
I don't remember.
It was something where
I
like
think it was the Air.
if you didn't get the higher storage,
Yeah.
you didn't
Oh,
get
right. Yeah. Because they used a single NAND chip instead of two. And when you have two chips, they can read and write in parallel, so they're faster.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, something I don't like about all of the Mac Minis here is that USB-C on the front, the 2 ports on the front, are limited to USB 3 speeds, which sucks because if you're like a creator and you're like passing off a lot of storage, if you want to get the fastest read and write speeds, you have to hook it up in the back. And if you're someone that, builds stuff around it and it's hard to reach the back,
Why do you need to
that's annoying.
put anything on an SSD when you can just airdrop it?
Oof. As
You don't
someone,
love airdropping terabytes of footage?
As someone who, when I went to Glacier National Park, took a ton of ProRes log footage.
By accident.
No, on purpose.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea how to get this footage onto my computer. I've tried airdropping it. I've tried connecting my phone directly to my computer.
We tried burning
I tried
it.
burying it. But in the end, I decided to just throw it all away. No, I still have it. And I still want to edit it. I just don't know how to get it on my freaking computer.
Wait, which iPhone do you have?
16 Pro Max.
So you can plug a hard drive directly into your phone.
Yes, but yes. I tried. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't done that yet. I'll do that.
I don't know if you go.
It's just
yeah.
annoying because like, why can't I plug it? I plugged my computer directly into it and it still didn't really want to work.
You're
and-
being too needy.
Oh my god.
Is that? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just look. Yeah, they should put Thunderbolt ports on the front because that's the area that you're going to want to
Put
connect.
a Thunderbolt.
At least one.
Yeah.
Because that's where you're going to want to connect your
Thank you.
SSDs to. Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. MacBook Pros. There is a baseline M4 MacBook Pro, just like there was previously. They also added an additional USB-C / Thunderbolt port to the right side of it.
Whoa.
So the cheapest one didn't have as many Thunderbolt ports, but USB-C ports, but now this one does, which is awesome. Very cool. They now rolled out the space black color to all the models of the MacBook Pro. They only had it on, I believe, the 16 or the M3 Pro and Max MacBook Pros previously. Now also the 16-inch now starts at 24 gigs of RAM for the same old price, which is very cool. Mm-hmm. Although the 14 still starts at 16 gigabytes. Not really sure why. The M4 Pro and M4 Max computers now come with all Thunderbolt 5 ports, which is awesome.
Is awesome, but again, not in the 14-inch. Which I guess is like this is the
What?
different.
No, the 14-inch has it.
Has Thunderbolt 5.
Yeah, I think so. Let me double check.
This is Thunderbolt. They added a Thunderbolt 4 port on the right side.
On the cheapest one. The regular M4.
the Mac,
the regular
the Pro
M4.
Max. You're right. Yeah, sorry.
I was
But
talking
still,
about
that
M4
means,
Pro and M4 Max.
But that still means the regular M4 doesn't have Thunderbolt 5. So it's the same thing
Yeah.
they did with the. Okay.
Right, but I think it's because
The chip.
the chip probably can't support it.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
because they
does make
made
more
the
sense.
M4 chip a long time ago. And I just want to say, like, it's interesting that Apple is supporting a new spec so early. They do that occasionally, like they supported USB-C very early. But yeah, it's cool seeing them support Thunderbolt 5 so early because there's like one external hard drive out right now that supports Thunderbolt 5. So very cool. And I like that all of the ports on the M4 Pro and M4 Max are Thunderbolt 5. I think that's really cool. They have new 12 megapixel webcams that can now do center stage and desk view.
Do you think they're any good though?
They're probably as good as the one on this one, which is, I mean, at least it's 1080p, right? I mean, remember when all the
Yes.
all the MacBook webcams are 720? Yeah. So I think it's cool that pretty much all the cameras on all of the Mac products now can like do center stage. I think it's cool. It also has that desk view mode where it basically skews and you can see directly in front of you.
Looks down like a top down.
Yeah, which is interesting because there's going to be a lot of keyboard, but we'll see how wide that can actually get. You can also now get the nano texture display on the MacBook Pros for $150. I think the chances that people buy the nano texture on the MacBook Pros is much higher than them buying it on the iMac.
Totally agree.
Because creatives are probably going to want that. It's anti-glare, that kind of thing.
I mean, anti-glare on a portable computer makes a lot of sense.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, pretty cool. They said 2x faster ray tracing engine and neural engine and faster GPU cores. Yeah, I think. Oh, also, they now have the new longest battery life on any Mac that isn't plugged into the wall. And they were quoting 24 hours of battery life on the regular 14-inch M4 model as well as the 16-inch MacBook Pro.
Did they say 24 hours or did they say 1 day?
24 hours.
That's different.
Yeah. All day battery life.
Yeah.
I feel like to say more than all day.
I feel like 24 hours battery
year.
life is significantly different than what I assume all day battery life means.
I mean, this is probably video playback, right?
Yeah.
Which is like the easiest thing to do now.
True, but still, which also makes now every time they say all day, the fact that they are aware of the fact that they say all day and 24 hours means those are not the same.
Right. Right. But yeah, this is a much bigger update than the M2 to M3 Pro and Max MacBook Pros because you're now getting that bumped up RAM on the 16-inch. You're getting the option for the nano texture display. You're getting Thunderbolt 5 all around it. You're getting the extra port and you're getting center stage and desk view. So just like Marques mentioned, I still don't think anyone needs to update from an M1 Pro or M1 Max MacBook Pro because the design is pretty much exactly the same.
Unless you need ray tracing.
It's 2x faster ray tracing, yes.
No, there's no ray tracing on the M1.
Oh, on the M1, yeah.
Or M2.
Right. Yeah, but you don't need ray tracing.
Well,
if you needed ray tracing, you shouldn't have bought them.
Well, yeah. Like if you're like a Blender artist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Yeah. I have one thing to say about it.
Okay, cool.
Which is I feel seen because on Apple's like website page for the new MacBook Pro, one of the application examples is my favorite software, Derivatives Touch Designer, baby. It's in there, representation.
I was actually thinking it kind of felt like Apple made all the examples.
Yes, I was
for
just going to
our
say
studio.
That. There's the teenage engineering one.
There's one that's Adam's exact setup.
My same headphones, my same little sampler machine from Teenage Engineering,
There was
then
one,
Touch Designer for Ellis.
Touch Designer for Ellis. There was one that was Brandon's setup where it had like a notebook with like specifically drawn out scenes.
And beautiful sketches and everything. Yeah, it was for I believe the programmer or the coder example in their
it was like
video.
a game designer, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
But it looks like Brandon's notebook. And then there was a gamer one, which is like, Alex or me, maybe. I don't know.
They had
or no one, because it's a Mac with a Corsair keyboard, and I've never seen that happen in my life.
That was funny.
Did you guys see the disc golf one?
It was crazy. They had like this disc golf Taco Bell axolotl example.
Axolotl. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Yeah. But I think it was a good idea for them to kind of spread it over the week. And I think that these are good computers.
I think like the way we kind of rolled through this is the perfect example of why it should have been spread out through the week, because each new release was basically
the same
50% of the release was the exact same
Yeah,
thing,
right.
which is the M4 chip.
I kind of like this. I wish more companies would do that. Just have like a whole week of announcements. Like going back to almost like the Nintendo thing.
Yeah.
They've just had like
That's true.
3 or 4 weeks of straight bangers every week, just dropping something new. And it's just fun. I like it. I wish people would do this more instead of like one event, one day.
It's fun for like online discourse as well, because then we can all talk about one product for a day rather than like an event happens and people are complaining about this one thing and then people are talking about the other thing. It's like, it's hard to keep track of all of that, where you can kind of see how people are reacting to a singular product for 24 hours.
Totally.
For all day battery life.
And it's good for them too, for all day battery life. Okay, so we're going to get all these devices in very soon, so I'm sure we're going to drop some reviews on the main channel. But until then, let's kick it to trivia, baby.
Trivia, dude. Halloween edition.
For some reason, after updating to Sequoia, the Rodecaster and my computer are just like not
There's
friends
a delay
anymore.
or something.
Well, the lights just like don't even work anymore.
nice.
My computer actually doesn't even see the Rodecaster anymore. So we'll get to the bottom of that.
It's a ghost roadcast.
It's a ghost.
Oh, spooky. Anyway, here's Adam.
So, we've been speaking about Nintendo a lot this episode, and it is also Halloween today, the day of recording.
Let's go.
It is?
I just came to work like this.
Anyway, there are a lot of enemy characters in the Mario series, like Koopa Troopa,
That's right.
Goomba, and of course, everyone's favorite,
Boo.
Piranha Plus Plant.
Piranha plant.
Piranha Plant.
Piranha Plant Plus Pro Max.
Ultra.
Ultra. But there is also a ghost enemy. What is that ghost's full name?
Oh, okay.
I want the full name. Yeah.
It's easy. Beauregard Q Kazoo.
That was his father.
Correct. Yeah. That's Mr. Beauregard to you.
Yeah.
Did no one get that reference here?
No. So there's a full name for Boo?
Yep. A full name. The full government. What's on his photo ID?
Does his royal title have to be included in his full name? Okay, that's important.
Oh.
King Boo.
Dr. Boo.
Dr. Professor Mario Boo.
The second.
We'll be
We'll be
right
right
back.
back.
Support for the show comes from Netsuite. What does the future hold for the economy? Well, if you ask 9 different experts, you'll get 10 different answers. Bull market, bear market, will inflation be up, down? The truth is, nobody knows for sure, and it can be difficult to strategically prepare your business for the future. That's why over 38,000 businesses have future-proofed their business with Netsuite by Oracle, a top-rated ERP bringing accounting, financial management, inventory, HR, all into one fluid platform. Netsuite can help you streamline your business while also saving you time and money. With Netsuite's real-time insights and forecasting, you'll be peering into the future of actionable data. That's why you're closing the books in days, not weeks, and spending less time looking backwards and more time focusing on what's next. You can download the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/waveform. The guide is free to you at netsuite.com/waveform. netsuite.com/waveform. Support for the show comes from Toyota. For many of us, driving is just the way to get from point A to point B. If that sounds like you, then you can skip this ad. But if you're the kind of person who doesn't see driving as a chore, why not also make it an experience that captivates the senses by driving a Toyota Crown? The Toyota Crown family comes with quality and reliability that Toyota is known for, along with bold and elegant exterior styles. The Toyota Crown sedan has an available hybrid max powertrain with up to 340 horsepower and comes with an available bi-tone exterior finish to help you stand out on the road. And the Toyota Crown Signia gives you the space you'd expect from an SUV with a stylish design unlike any other. Whether you're a daily commuter or a weekend road warrior, you can make your drives a thing of beauty with a Toyota Crown. You can learn more at toyota.com/Toyota Crown family. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back. For those of you out there that want to be the very best that no one ever was, Nintendo has something very special for you this week. They announced Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket Edition. Play the music, Adam. There we go. Okay. Just want to know, when I was in high school, I freaking loved Pokemon Trading Card Game Online. So I'm very excited to get into this. I made an account, but I have not yet had a lot of time to play it. So I'm going to throw it over to Adam because he has had more time to play it, and I think he can explain it a little bit better.
Yeah, so this game just dropped. It's a mobile app on Apple and on Android app stores. Thank you.
Yeah.
Basically, it is a card collecting game, so you can battle other people. So, like, you could share your friend ID and everything, and, like, I could battle David eventually. I have a couple friends from the interwebs that have added me already. So once I unlock it, because you unlock that at level 3, you are able to battle other players, which is cool. But the main point of this game, to me at least, is just like the beautiful aesthetics and the card collecting feature of this. It's like every 12 hours you get a booster pack, so you could just unwrap it. And the way you unwrap it is really cool. It's like the booster pack pops up on the screen, and there's like a highlighted part of the top of the pack that you have to swipe your finger across to like rip it open.
Tear it open.
Yeah, it's a
and
really
then
cool animation.
It's so cool. And then it shows like each card one by one, and then the last card's a special card, and there's different like probabilities that you'll get a rare card and all this stuff. And like I think the aesthetics of this game are just like so pretty.
It's incredible.
They take everything that everyone has learned in mobile app development for the last decade and just threw it out the window and did Nintendo.
Yeah.
And it's so awesome.
It's so cool.
It sounds like
so cool.
I mean, like opening packs, like all sorts of different trading cards is still like such a big thing.
You get the
on
same
internet.
like brain like feeling that you get when you're actually opening a real pack.
Yeah,
but it's
so
free.
sick.
It's just like
It's a
I'm a
gacha
s-
game, so it's free,
Okay.
but you can buy more packs.
Yeah, and there's a premium tier, I think, like a subscription you could do if you want, that you'll get 2 booster packs per day, because basically you get a free booster pack every 12 hours. So that's
Automatically?
Yeah, automatically.
Oh,
so
wow.
that's kind of what I've been doing. I've just been waiting 12 hours, and you unwrap the next one.
wait. Sorry, I'm just confirming. Automatically means
For
just
free.
even
For
if you're,
free.
but like you're not even in the app at all. Like you don't have to log on to the app after 12 hours and claim it. So if you go to sleep for 24 hours, if you don't
use your
open it for
new
24 hours,
M4
you'll just.
MacBook Pro for 24 hours.
You mean
You'll
like if
get
I...
2 packs.
and then it dies.
Oh, I don't know.
So is it
Because I've been
like-
unwrapping it every 12 hours, so I don't know if I don't do it for 24 hours. If
If
show
you'll
up.
just have 2
If
packs.
I'll have 2, yeah.
Okay.
I doubt it.
So you
'Cause
do
that'd
have to
be-
claim them.
I would imagine.
Well, I was gonna say
I'll
the
check.
difference between that is actually being able to log in at the 12-hour exact times, but then it starts turning into like you're not really getting 2 a day because now you've like missed a 4-hour period. So
Yeah,
now it's
but-
like 1 a day.
But then like I could just not log in for a week and then unwrap like 50.
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
That math checks out. Don't check it.
So a very cool thing about this game is that they have all of these really awesome effects. So rare cards have this incredible parallax effect, and they kind of shine and have these sparkles. And it's like, it's so good. It's
Yeah.
so well done. It's like, it doesn't just look like, oh, there's 2D sparkles. It really feels like immersive in
It's
3D.
like the same kind of like excitement when you would like open up a holographic
a hollow card. Yeah.
It was really
they
cool.
really thought about that. And then there are also these really cool immersive cards.
Which I have not gotten yet.
Oh, well, when you get one, it basically like zooms into the card and it shows this whole world that's developed in the exact same art style.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Yeah.
And I think they did a good job of like the rollout, at least in my opinion, because like you open up the app and you're going through like tutorial hell basically for the first like 10 minutes, but they give you so many packs, so you're just like getting hooked.
Oh, when you start.
Yeah, when you first start. And I'm pretty sure that yesterday, at the time of listening, for people that are listening to this, I'm pretty sure yesterday they did a special, like everyone that I've seen that's unwrapped cards today has gotten a special card.
Oh.
So like I got like a shiny Snorlax thing.
holographic.
Yeah.
Or it was a
I
different
don't know if
color
it was-
So was it shiny Snorlax
That's what
or
I mean. I don't-
holographic?
Oh, that's a good
Like shiny
point. No, yeah,
Pokemon.
it was a regular Snorlax,
Snorlax,
but
okay.
I don't think it was holographic. It was just like a special card.
Like a GX
Maybe.
version?
Or a
Well-
special illustration.
Or DX or whatever.
Well,
No,
here's
it was.
so in all of those, I might be wrong here, but from what I understand about most trading cards is essentially a specific spot in each booster pack is like dedicated as like the rare or uncommon card, which doesn't always mean it's a holographic. It just means that in general, every pack gets one card that's more
Maybe
rare
that's
than
what
the
it was. Just
commons.
uncommon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're either getting like an uncommon or a rare, but then like inside of those rares, there are different levels of rarity. So like the Charizard that everyone wants is like the most rare.
That's what I was just gonna say. Rich got that.
Yeah,
This
Rich got a
morning.
Charizard.
Rich got a
already.
Charizard.
Yeah.
He already got a Charizard.
You got-
Someone else got a Mewtwo online. So
You got
it's like,
Marowak?
No, I got a Snorlax.
Snorlax.
Yeah.
Didn't you do a story and you got
I didn't.
Marowak?
Oh, that was the
Marowak.
first. That was the first. pack
Marowak?
I
Is
did.
that it? Marowak.
Marowak.
The first pack I did. Yeah, that was it.
I didn't do anything. I set up my account and I haven't unboxed any packs.
And that
yet.
was it.
Yeah, I need to do that. I'm very excited. Yeah, I mean, Nintendo's on fire this week.
They're on fire. That's what I'm saying.
I'm very excited for this game. A lot of people are going to spend a lot of money on this game. It is very
To
funny.
be clear, you
Is there a
don't
trading
need
market?
I doubt
great
it.
question.
I
I don't
doubt
know.
it.
Because
I
I, would
hope so.
I feel like it's going to feel weird if I feel like there should be a trading market, but I hope there's no monetary trading market, which means if there's any trading market, they'll turn into one anyways.
I
'cause,
don't
like,
think they would do that because it's just gambling at that point.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Because like I'm pretty sure in Counter-Strike with skins, it didn't cost money in the game, but then the third-party markets online would set up transactions.
Trading is coming soon, is what it says in the app.
But can you sell?
Probably
That I
not
don't
in
know.
Probably not.
Yeah, you probably can't.
Probably not in that, but there will be a way to figure that out.
Yeah.
Pokemon skins.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Pokemon Go Lottery.com.
Yeah, they'll
or
figure it
whatever.
out.
Yeah. What's his face is coming back.
Yeah.
But yeah,
There's that guy.
this whole app is awesome.
Dear listeners, let us know what special edition Pokemon you got in your first day of playing this game. And that's about it. So let's take it to trivia, baby.
Can I have a spooky whiteboard?
I'll give you
A ghost board? The glass breaking confuses me every time I have a marker.
No, that's not.
Oh, your demo?
That I just break glass every time
Oh.
Oh, under the table.
over the table.
Wow. Over the garden table.
Nice.
I don't get it.
Nice.
Question number 1. The most polarizing and delicious Halloween candy corn, was invented in the 1880s and originally sold as the candy version of what common farm animals feed? I'm looking for what farm animal.
What was it called without the name of the farm animal? Like
Blank feed.
blank feed.
Cat.
Man, I wish my
Google
lighting cue
Duplex.
I spent so much time on is working.
Google Lens.
Google Lens is gone?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh. YouTube. No. I'm kidding. Don't do it.
Upload date. View count.
View counts.
All right.
I knew that's what you were going to say because that's what I wanted to say. So I just decided to pick something else. No, I just picked so we didn't both have the same thing. I said cow.
No.
I said pig.
Nope.
Interesting.
Chicken.
Chicken.
It's called chicken feed.
That makes sense.
Duh.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Wonder what Marquez will put.
I bet Marquez puts pig.
Blank feed. And it was supposed to be the food of an animal. Oh, interesting.
Yes, and I'm looking for the animal, and it is candy corn as we know it today.
What animals eat a lot of corn? I'm thinking about horses. I'm thinking about pigs. Pig feed, horse. I'll go hog feed. I'll go hogs.
You know what's crazy is that's actually what Andrew said you would say, but unfortunately it is chickens. It was called chicken feed.
Question number 2.
Okay.
Also, quick update on the score. Marquez with 22, because, dear listener, when he got back from California, me and Andrew sat by his desk and timed him 30 seconds a question and asked him the trivia questions from last week.
do that for me.
He got 2 out of 3 correct. So he's got
We'll make
22.
sure we did.
Wow.
So we spoke about Nintendo this week, but it is also Halloween. So, the ghost in the Mario games, what is its full name? David, because you said it, and I had to pivot really quickly during the
It was just
trivia question. It was just going to be Boo, but he made it
No
harder.
way, really?
Yeah. But then you were like,
I
Boo.
definitely would have gotten that one. I have no idea what this is.
Almost time. Flip 'em and read. What do we got?
I wrote boo Tiefel.
No, but I love it.
I put boo-boo.
No.
Wow, thanks.
Wow. I definitely don't know this one. I was wondering if you would ask me the name of the ghost, which I knew was Boo. I do not know his full name, so I'm gonna have to make something up.
This was one of those weeks where that was the original question, and then David said boo at some point in the episode, and it was like, oh, okay, well, we can't, okay, we got to make it harder.
Dang. Okay. Well, I mean, let's see. His name is King Boo, you said?
Mm-hmm.
So his government name, if it was King Arthur, it would be like Arthur something. So his name's probably Boocifer Brown. Boocifer Brown.
That's awesome. No, the correct answer is
Boo Diddley,
Boo Diddley?
a reference to Bo Diddley the rock star.
Who's that?
he's like one of the most important figures in early American music, like inspired Elvis and stuff like that.
Who's that?
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for
Wasn't
joining
there a
us.
bonus question in there, or did we already get
That
it
was
wrong?
last week.
That was last week.
I swore you just threw a bonus trivia question.
No, I did
in
like
the
a
middle of the
mid episode
Yeah, he did
question
one.
about.
Did we get it
Magic
wrong?
Mouse. No, David. Dave. I wasn't a real trivia question.
Oh.
It was just me proving that you can literally plug and unplug the Magic Mouse in like 10 seconds and get it back.
I forgot about that part because it was misinformation.
Do you want to do a bonus trivia question? That's our episode. Thanks for joining us on this episode of the Waveform Podcast, Spooky Halloween Edition. We're your hosts. I'm David.
And I'm Andrew.
And Marques is still a skeleton.
And even though it's Halloween here, some people celebrate Diwali and others celebrate Dia de los Muertos. So thank you for listening and enjoy the holiday.
Oh, comment your favorite costume.
Oh, that's a good one. And why it's me.
And why it's Adam. Yeah. And
Alice Wynn's most painful costume.
that's true. That's true. Bring us out.
Yeah, thanks all for listening. Waveform is produced by The Hamburglar and Wirt, and we are a Vox Media Podcast Network show. And our music was created by Baines.
Let's go!
This is so funny as the Hamburglar. Excuse me, Beef Bandit. It's